Hi, I'm Alex Bryson. You guys probably haven't met me yet, but I'm going to be joining Oddly Similar as a host. And today we'll be talking about anxiety and depression.
Depression disorder is a disorder that's categorized by persistently depressed mood.
It can cause loss of interest in day-to-day activities, immense worry and sadness, as well as suicidal thoughts.
Anxiety is a mental health disorder that is categorized by feelings of worry, anxiety, or fear that is strong enough to impact someone's daily life.
Anxiety and depression are completely separate, but they do go hand in hand.
Today we have special guests to help us understand what having depression and or anxiety is like.
Do you have depression, anxiety, or both?
Both. I have both.
Are you self-diagnosed?
No, I was diagnosed back in 2008.
No, I have been diagnosed by a psychologist.
It is completely fine to self-diagnose yourself, since mental health professionals are expensive and often not available to everybody. Symptoms of depression include feeling sad or having depressed mood, loss of interest in things that usually give you pleasure, changes in appetite, trouble sleeping,
Purposeless activity, loss of energy, increased fatigue, and feeling worthless or guilty. Slowed movement and speech.
difficulty thinking, concentrating, or making decisions, as well as thoughts of suicide and death.
Symptoms of anxiety include having obsessive worry, sleep problems, irrational fear and muscle tension, flashbacks, compulsive behavior, and self-doubt.
Chronic indigestion, stage fright, self-consciousness, and panic, like panic attacks.
What do you struggle with daily?
Daily is an anxiety issue. I've been medicated for it, and so it's a lot better than it has been, but even as recent as Christmas time, it was so bad that I was almost unable to function for the physical stress of living with anxiety. I had to, I eventually went to the doctor, but it's just, even though I've had it for so long and I know all of the techniques that you should use to cope with anxiety, sometimes sometimes it's mind over matter and sometimes it's out of your control.
Daily, I struggle with a dissociative order, borderline parapsychosia, which is a problem with seeing people's faces. I also suffer with anxiety attacks, which is about 2 to 3 a day, and depression.
Daily, so I struggle with depression more than I do with anxiety. So even though I seem really happy and I smile a lot, I like to think that a depressed mind is addicted to negativity. So even though I'm having a really nice conversation with friends, there are like slight cues that I kind of narrow and focus on, so that I will slip into a depression dwelling on those words. And so if I'm hanging out with friends and they don't really seem like they're having fun, then I dwell on it, making it so that the reason why they're not having fun is all because of me, if that makes sense.
Do you take medication?
No.
Oh yeah.
Have you attended therapy at any point?
Yes, I have gone to both a psychiatrist and a therapist, and I haven't been in a while, but I found both to be very helpful.
Yes, I currently attend a therapist, and we meet like at Starbucks every week, and it helps me a lot.
Does your family understand that you have depression and or anxiety?
They did when I went to therapy, but since I stopped going, I don't think they realize that I still struggle with depression and anxiety sometimes, and I still do kind of have anxiety attacks every once in a while.
So they do know. Some understand because they have similar issues, and then most of them don't, or they don't understand my depression or my anxiety, because it's not all the same. So I have social anxiety, and that's why for me it's always social cues, and so I'm either very hesitant to talk to people, or I might say the wrong things, or I'll dwell on something so little because of what I said or what other people said. While my sister, her anxiety and depression dwells on how things just interact around the world. It doesn't have to happen to her, but let's say there was an earthquake and people aren't doing that much to raise money, then that can help have her slip into a depression.
Well, for me, when I had anxiety, I try to go to a calmer place and try to take deep breaths and drink water, because that helps. And if I'm like feeling really sad, sometimes I'll just try to cry it out. I know that seems weird, but it helps me.
Okay, last question. How do you cope?
I feel that I cope pretty well. I have amazing friends that really help me through it. I have parents that are trying their best. I have a great boyfriend who helps me, and just a lot of positivity in other people around me and understanding really helps me cope well.
Some ways to cope with depression and anxiety are getting more sunshine, trying relaxing techniques, eating well-balanced meals, and taking a time out. Learn what triggers your anxiety and have a positive attitude.
Get more sleep, exercise more, limit the use of alcohol and caffeine, and take deep breaths. And always remember, suicide is never the answer, because there's always someone that loves and cares about you.
Please speak to a doctor immediately if you're experiencing thoughts of suicide. If you ever need to talk to somebody about suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at the number down below. They're open 24/7, 7 days a week.
Thanks for watching.
And thank you to our guests for helping us understand what depression and anxiety are.
Next week, we'll be talking about bipolar disorder.
Bye!
Thanks for watching.
And thank you.